Hey, what's up, everybody? Let me just make sure everything is good here. Hi. Hey, brother Jerry. Hey, guys. Hi, Caroline. Hey, everybody. So, if you are new here, my name is April, and I am with astrolada.com, and I'm here with my weekly show, which is called Weekly Astrology / Coffee Talk. So what I do here is I go over the astrology from one week to the next, usually one Friday to the next Friday, and to let you guys know like the major and some minor transits that are going on. And also I go over some celebrity stuff that's going on in the news. And once again, not just to gossip, okay, and talk trash about these people, but to explain what's going on with them through astrology, because astrology is such an awesome tool for getting to know yourselves and understanding other people and why they're doing certain things, you know, because it's so easy for us to be so judgy, right? And just say, oh, well, this person, and just make assumptions. But if you look at people's astrology charts, you can see their soul. You could see their motives, like why they do what they do. And you can see transits that are going on currently, which show like why there's things that are happening, you know? So today I'm going to, there's like some stuff that has just been like popping in like the last 24 hours as far as celebrity couples, like breakup and a suspected, couple that's suspected to be together. We'll just say that. So I'm going to go over their synastry really quick at the end of this segment to see like, are they a good match or like what's going on and everything. So, and I see you guys in the chat. I'm glancing at it really quick and you guys are so sweet. Thank you. So I will be talking about, I just heard this morning that Fergie and her husband, Josh Duhamel, I think that's how you say his name, that they just announced their divorce, that they've been divorced since earlier this year. And but now they're announcing it. Interesting, right? And we'll look at their charts. We'll also look at Nicki Minaj and Nas because they've been a suspected couple for a while. And now it was just Nas's birthday the other day. And there was like, some speculation that, oh, they're really verifying that they're a couple. And if we have time, I was thinking of looking at why Amy Winehouse and Nas, the rapper Nas, they both have the same birthday, not the year, but the birthday, which is September 14th, which was yesterday as I'm doing this, and why they were like cool with each other besides them being Virgos, So Jamie Foxx and Katie Holmes, you know what? Let me write them down for a future show. I heard about them too. Yeah, I know. Okay, and Katie Holmes. Okay. Oh, happy birthday, Eddie. Eddie, is it Eddie or Edie? Sorry. Okay, but happy birthday, Virgo season. So we're still in the middle of Virgo season. And what's going on astrologically? What's going on? So we still have, of course, the sun in Virgo. Sun's going to be in Virgo for another week or so. We're at, I think, 21 or 22 degrees of Virgo right now. I think it's 22 degrees of Virgo. So the sun is still in Virgo, still Virgo season. And once the sun leaves Virgo, you guys, we're still going to have some planets that enter the sign of Virgo newly. So Virgo season technically is still going to continue. It's not like the sun goes into Libra and then it's like, ooh, now it's our turn. No, Libras. That's only the sun now, okay? Virgos are still going to be we're still going to be experiencing their energy. So let's see. The sun goes into Libra on the 22nd, 23rd. Okay, so I'll cover that on the next Coffee Talk next Friday about the sun going into Libra, how that's going to affect everybody. It's the beginning of Libra season then, but we're still in the middle of Virgo. We have Mercury that just barely entered Virgo almost a week ago. And Mars is still in Virgo, and Mercury and Mars are still very close together. And let me tell you guys, it has been, it's been evident. Let's just say that. Mercury and Mars together in Virgo has been evident. Let me know in the chat or in the comments below if you guys have been experiencing people with this Mercury and Mars transit be a little too rough, a little too biting with the words, quick to speak without Using their better judgment, let's just say that. Yeah. Oh, somebody is saying they're definitely feeling the nitpickiness and they're from themselves and other people. Yes, it's hard. It's really hard, you know, because it's not just well other people act. No, this is affecting all of us, like within ourselves. The energy is beaming down on everybody, you know. So it's all about how you choose to respond to it. A lot of us have been going through situations to where people have presented those challenges. They're just acting out like blah, like diarrhea of the mouth with this Mars and Mercury conjunction angrily and not thinking. Whereas, you know, it's such a blessing to study astrology, guys. Being aware. Yes, being aware of this energy made you conscious of what you say. Thank you, girl. Yes, I was just going to say that. We're on the same wavelength here. So yes, if you're conscious of it, then you can kind of just calm yourself down, you know. If you're unconscious and you just choose to just blah, just act and react, then of course you'll let the Mercury and Mars conjunction get to you and just not even care, you know, not take consideration for others and what you're saying and how it's going to affect them. Like, not consider the long-term effects, because Mars is like impulsive, you know, so it's all about being in the moment and being in a conjunction with Mercury, which is our thoughts and our speech. It's just speaking in the moment. And being in Virgo, the dark side of Virgo, we've talked about this over the last few weeks. The dark side of Virgo, I love Virgos, nothing against them personally, but Virgo energy in itself, the darker side can be very petty and picky at other people and just, you know, talk about like little details about someone, like their life, their personality or whatever, just to be snappy and petty, like for no reason, you know, or to just get back at someone by saying, well, that's why you blah, blah, blah. And that's why you look like this, or that's why, you know, that could be Virgo energy on the negative side. So once again, PSA from your favorite astrologer. Hopefully I'm one of your favorites. PSA from your neighborhood astrologer. Just do this and think, okay? Don't, you know. So the criticalness, yes, the being critical, actually, it can be used in good ways. We've discussed this before, but let me just reiterate. If you're working in an industry where it requires a lot of critiquing, or just a lifestyle, something that you do in your lifestyle every day requires a lot of critiquing, Mercury and Mars together in Virgo, it can help you, you know, or it can help you with like exercise or something, you know, because Virgo is an energy that represents health, paying attention to your health very closely. And when it's combined with Mars, which is action, it can be really good for workouts though. Make sure you don't overdo it, but like exuding that energy and expressing it that way actively, and trying to be like on point. Or like if you're a dancer, for example, you know, Virgo is not the most creative energy, just speaking about the basic, you know, the basics of the zodiac, but Mercury and Mars combined in Virgo, that could be like movements that are very precise, you know, with dancing or with your art or whatever it is that you do. So it can be good for that. Let's see, Kimmin is asking, I was wondering why my electronics started screwing up. Mercury out of retro, but I guess shadow period and Mars conjunction. That's exactly what it is, because Mercury is still in shadow. It's going to be in shadow, I would say, until around the 20th. You know, with the energy, measuring energy, sometimes it's hard to be exact. Like, we can come up with these dates for things and calculations and stuff, and it can be exact, and sometimes it could be a little, you know, a little hard to measure exactly to the T, to the point. With Mercury being in shadow, that's one of those things in astrology where it's like, it's probably not exact, but it's about 2 weeks, So 2 weeks after the the forward movement began of Mercury is around the 20th to 21st of September. So that's within this week span that we're covering. So yes, hallelujah, Mercury will be out of shadow very soon. And those of us that deal with technology on a daily basis, or have jobs that have to incorporate technology and lots of communication, then yeah, this is going to be like even better news for us. So anyway, that's Mercury and Mars in Virgo. It's going to be at its exact conjunction tomorrow as far as like the degrees, the calculation of the degrees. They will both be at 6 degrees of Virgo tomorrow, which is the 16th of September. So that day is going to be even mega super intense with this energy. So those of you who are watching, you know, consider it a blessing to have the gift of knowledge of astrology to woo-saw yourself, you know, and let others know woo-saw. And also to say, you know what, you are giving into the negatives of this energy, but I'm going to take a step back and not do it, because I know that this too shall pass. And once it does, I don't want to be saying things now that I'll regret later once the energy is passed. You know what I'm saying? So that's Mercury and Mars together. So over this weekend, it's going to be super hot, okay? So just remember the positive ways that you can use that energy. So what else is going on? You know what else is really exciting? Before I talk about that, let me show you guys my new coffee mug, my coffee mug that I got, and take a little drink before I get to talking more. So I try to have different mugs as frequently as I can. I've got a little collection going now. Excuse me, but this one says, but first lipstick. I saw this at a craft store and I'm like, hey, you know, this is me. You know, I love makeup and stuff. You guys know that by now. And also Venus, this is a segue into what I was going to talk about. Venus is still in Leo. Venus is finishing its run through the sign of Leo. Excuse me. Where did I get the mugs? Well, Phoenix Rising is asking that. I get them at different stores, pretty much like the grocery store. You know, grocery stores, regular grocery stores, Target. This one I got at Hobby Lobby or Michael's, one of those craft stores I went to the other day and snatched it up. They have some cute mugs at craft stores, guys. So just remember that. Anyhow, Venus is still in Leo and it's finishing up its run through Leo for this year. I've been really enjoying this energy. I've been really enjoying it. I don't know about you guys, but Venus and Leo, I feel like Venus, I don't know the traditional, you know, if Venus is exalted or not deflated, you know, if it doesn't do well in Leo, I'm not thinking about that, the traditional stuff. I'm just thinking about Venus and Leo, I feel like is a good place for Venus. I feel like it is because, you know, Venus in Leo is like enjoying the beauty of the world to the ultra mega maximum. You know what I mean? It's wanting the best of the beauty of the world, which Venus is supposed to give to us anyway. And Leo wants it to be top notch, you know, and Leo energy is fun and childlike. It is affectionate, it's romantic. It wants everything to be sparkling, and Leo rules the heart, and Venus is love too. So, you know, this is a really good, I feel like it's a really good place for Venus. So I'm going to miss her being in Leo, and then she's going to go into Virgo, which is not as fun, you know, generally speaking about the energy as a collective. It's not as fun in Virgo, but you know what? Let's enjoy this last run of Venus in Leo. So Venus will be in Leo until the 20th when she enters Virgo. And remember, guys, there was an eclipse in Leo at 28 degrees of Leo on the 21st of August last month, right? 28 degrees of Leo. So Venus is going to hit the eclipse point. Whenever there's transits right now of any other planet through the sign of Leo and it hits that 28 degree mark of Leo, it's activating the eclipse again. The eclipse had trines to Saturn and to Uranus, okay, as well. So wherever the eclipse hit for you, whatever it's been bringing to you, if you've seen anything yet or experienced anything yet, Venus hitting that is going to activate it again. But it's going to be positive. Venus is a benefic, okay? So it's going to be positive. Hopefully for everybody, it'll be positive. So Venus hitting that eclipse point is on the 19th of September. So in a few days from now. I think that's next Tuesday, I want to say, the 19th. So that's when Venus will hit the eclipse point. I'm really hoping and cheering for, excuse me, for some of you guys, and maybe you'll receive some blessings of some sort. Although Venus has been in a conjunction with the North Node or Rahu the last few days, this whole week. And you know what? It's interesting because now I'm thinking I'm wondering if this Venus and Rahu conjunction, it can be positive, but also the North Node is said to be like the Rahu explanation of it, which I learned a lot of this from Lada, by the way. I saw her post something on Instagram the other day about Venus and Rahu, and Venus ruling the feminine and females, and like women maybe acting out like even more like in an irrational way. Okay, like women just kind of going woo, you know, a little crazy or having more attitude or something. And I'm like, wow, you know what? Maybe that's another reason why we're seeing all these divorces lately. It could be. It's something to think about, guys, because Venus doesn't just rule women and feminine, it rules relationships, one-to-one partnerships. So, and then, you know, the Rahu explanation is like that. It's a demon planet. Like it makes people kind of act out crazily when it comes into a conjunction with something. And I can see that because I see it as, you know, the North Node is where you have an obsession with something. An insatiable appetite. Remember, the Rahu explanation is it's the dragon's head with an insatiable appetite. It has no body. It just keeps feeding and feeding, and it's never satisfied. And I'm like, you know what? That makes a lot of sense. So wherever the North Node is transiting in Leo for you guys right now, it's where you could be absolutely obsessed with something, with that area of life, just totally obsessed. Like for me, personally, it's in my 10th house of career. And I've been completely obsessed with it ever since it entered my 10th house. And then on the opposite end is the South Node, which is like, you know, being a homemaker and stuff. And personally, for me, I've not really been as focused on that. It's hard to maintain a balance because where the North Node is at, you're completely obsessed. You can't get enough. And then it's like, well, remember the other half of you, you know, on the bottom, the South Node. So anyhow, with North Node and Venus together, it's been beaming some positivity down. You know, I've seen some positive stuff. People releasing new things, celebrating things, getting new jobs, having opportunities, you know, because it depends on where it is in your chart. It also depends on aspects it's making to any of your personal planets too. But I think it's causing some like kind of craziness, yes, with relationships. We already talked about some relationships last week, guys. Remember we talked about, oh, who did we talk about? I try to do new stuff every week, but I remember we talked about Kiki Wyatt and her husband. And gosh, I can't remember who else, guys. But if you guys follow me, you know. But anyhow, yeah, there's like lots of crazy relationship stuff going on. So yeah, the North Node and Venus on the eclipse point. It's been doing some things, some good and bad things for Venusian ruled things, you know. So we saw the release of Rihanna's makeup brand, and we talked about that last week. I think that's in her 5th house for Rihanna, and that's like your hobbies, that's creative things that you created. So it kind of like probably boosted, you know, a release of that. So it's positive, but there's still some craziness going on. That's all I have to say about that. But yeah, Venus on the eclipse point, the 19th of September, watch for that. When it comes up, feel free to comment or email me. Let me know, like, what is it doing for you personally? You know, I like to take notes on these things and gather real experiences. I don't really read like a lot of astrology books and stuff anymore. In the beginning I did, but now I'm like, okay, I like to gather experiences of people, like, because this is real life. We're not just like reading data, you know, this is human. We're humans. It's human experiences. So anyhow, moving along. Oh, Kendall said she spends way too much money on that Fenty stuff. I have been hearing that it's awesome all around, like from people who are really real with stuff too, okay? Not just like being paid to say it's awesome. I've been hearing that it's awesome everywhere. Even from like personal friends of mine that aren't like some people on YouTube or social media that are very critical and picky. They're like, yes, it's good stuff. So good for Rihanna, good for her. Maybe I'll try some of that stuff out soon. Anyhow, so speaking of Venus, now Venus is going to shift into the sign of Virgo on the 20th of September next week. And I will talk about, because on the same day, we also have a new moon in Virgo. And I will talk about the two together for every sign because it's Virgo energy and it's going to affect the same areas of life for you guys. So I'll do a double with those, with the horoscopes. So yeah, Venus in Virgo in general, what does it mean for us as a collective? Well, Venus, once again, ruling enjoyment. How we're enjoying life, enjoyment of things based on the 5 senses, all of that good stuff. It's going to switch from being uber glamorous and extra and over the top to more, what word? Practical, more subtle, more doing practical things for people is totally Venus in Virgo. And Venus in Virgo, it could be critical. All things Virgo can be critical. So one thing I would say is try not to be super critical of your appearance because Venus rules vanity. So try not to slip into that, like being really too critical of yourself, like your appearance and everything. I think Kylie Jenner has Venus in Virgo, and you know she's had some insecurities with all the work that she's had done, the plastic surgery. And to me, I mean, she looks decent. She doesn't look too over the top, like crazy, you know, botched surgery or anything. She has enough money to have a good surgeon, right? But you can tell she's had some insecurities about herself for a long time, and that's why she decided to get plastic surgery. And I'm not knocking it. I'm not going to get too personal with what I think about plastic surgery and all that. But that's just an example. And, you know, Michael Jackson is a Virgo. I think he has Venus in Leo, though. But, you know, that's just kind of going overboard with being really, like, focusing too much on your flaws. You know what I mean? That's the point I'm trying to make. Don't focus too much on your flaws when Venus moves into Virgo. It can be very easy for anybody to do that. Male or female, feminine, masculine, it doesn't matter. You could be staring at yourself in the mirror and be like, dang, I don't like my nose, or like, you know, listen to people's criticism and like really take it to heart. Virgo energy, as critical as it can be towards others, it's that much more critical towards themselves. You know, that's why it's just critical overall. It can be. But the positives of Venus and Virgo. So Virgo energy is very connected with the natural, okay? The natural, nature, health, fitness, kind of, yeah. Well, we have Mars still in Virgo. It's going to be fitness too. Mars is more the fitness. But Venus in Virgo is very concerned with the well-being of itself, like Virgo energy, the well-being of themselves and other people. So we can become much more, I don't want to say compassionate, because compassion is more like the opposite sign, which is Pisces. That's like really deep feelings, like feeling emotional. But it is concerned, you know, Virgo energy is concerned about others. So Venus and Virgo can be us being more concerned with other people and being more helpful towards them, openly helpful, feeling like it's our duty to help people, to assist them, you know, to make sure they're all right, make sure that their practical needs are taken care of. So that could be the beauty of Venus and Virgo. And also Virgo does rule diet, okay, and what we do daily. So there's some people may start paying more attention to that, especially diet for the sake of vanity and their appearance. You know, what you put inside can reflect outside. Virgo energy pays so much attention to that in detail. So Venus being in Virgo, we may start, as a collective, more people can start paying attention to that and paying attention to what they put in their bodies, reading ingredients on the back of stuff, you know, that just as an example. But yes, Freya says Virgos can be good healers. They sure can. Virgo energy is very healing. As we talk about, oh, they're critical and all this, but you know what? The lighter side of Virgo, the more evolved Virgo, it is a great healing energy because, like I said, it pays attention to everything that has to do with well-being, everything, mostly the physical. Pisces is more the spiritual and emotional, but Virgo is the physical well-being. So, you know, and it's also just like being helpful, like out here in the material world, like seeing a person who needs help with something. They're like a lady grocery shopping, has all these bags, you know, and she's alone and she's putting them in the car asking, hey, ma'am, do you need help? People may start being more practical and helpful like that. You know what I mean? Having like a heart to just assist people. Also paying attention to natural healing things. Virgo is very connected with nature and with the harvest, with growing and cultivating things, because this is the season of the year, at least in the Northern Hemisphere, where, you know, it's all about harvesting crops. And it's the beginning of fall up here in the Northern Hemisphere too. The fall season when, yeah, a lot of things start growing, you know, and it's all about that stuff too. And so being connected with nature, and also maybe because, you know, Venus can affect fashion trends to an extent, you know, maybe a more natural look or wearing more natural colors. Whereas Venus in Leo wants to be loud and like proud and wear leopard print and red lipstick and bold cat eye and that megawatt, what is it called? Megawatt trophy wife highlighter, you know, that gold highlighter that those, you know, the makeup is just popping like glitter. Like, let me tell you, I'm a glitter girl, okay? And while Venus has been in Leo, I have had to wear glitter all the time. But when Venus goes into Virgo, you know, maybe as a collective, we may be a little more natural with our looks, not so over the top, not so flashy. Even masculine people, you know, maybe with the hair, you were a little crazy with Venus and Leo, but when it goes into Virgo, maybe it's like, I think I'll just get a nice, you know, trim and a, what is that part called? Is that still a thing for guys to do that hard part? I think it's called a hard part, that classic clean look. Ooh, maybe, you know, people might start doing that a little bit more, wearing the hair more natural, like stuff like that. You know, some people might. Some of us have fifth house and Leo energy and we can't help ourselves, and we're still going to be like glowing for the gods and all that, wearing our hair like, woo! But as a collective, you know, people may be affected a little more that way. So that's the negative and the positive of Venus and Virgo. We're also going to have a new moon in the sign of Virgo. So a new moon in Virgo, just wherever Virgo is in your chart, basically you're going to have a new beginning. And it's at 27 degrees of Virgo. I did not see any significant hardcore aspects. Oh, it's kind of making a square to Saturn. It is making a square to Saturn, a little bit of a wide square. But the new moon in Virgo, yeah, it is squaring Saturn. That's the only major aspect I can think of that it's making. But yeah, so that's Venus and I'm sorry, the new moon in Virgo. So the new moon in Virgo, with the square to Saturn, it can present a challenge, and it could be a challenge to where people are being critical of you or you're being critical of others. Saturn's energy can be very critical too. It can be. It's the energy of like the father or the teacher. And you know what? Speaking of Virgo, Virgo is all about things being like perfect, and like the angle is like bugging me right now that I'm at. So let me kind of fix it. I'm at like a weird, I'm not centered. Okay. So I think I'm more centered now. So anyway, Saturn, back to Saturn's energy. Saturn's energy can be very critical, but for the sake of growth and learning, and a square aspect between two planets, guys, or two, you know, just a square aspect in general. It's about growth as well. It's about growth. We had the sun just square Saturn exactly a few days ago. That square is still trickling off, but it's still going to remain. And with this new moon, it's still going to kind of have an effect too. So yeah, and I've heard a few people speaking about growth and challenges bringing growth, and about planning for the long term. That's another thing that we may be challenged to think about with this new moon in Virgo. Like, if any of our actions have been not so favorable as far as like long-term stability, that could be something that we're going to be facing with the new moon in Virgo. Hopefully this isn't scaring the crap out of people, because listen to what I said. Challenges bring growth. So opportunities for growth could be coming up for some of us. But there may be just an aha moment that we have with this new moon, wherever it hits in your personal chart, that it's like, okay, you know what, this happened, but now I know for next time, now I know how to move on, you know, or you know what, someone is pushing me to grow and get out of my comfort zone. Okay. Because Saturn and Sag is a fire sign, and it's the energy of the explorer, the sign of the world explorer. And Virgo energy, like microscopically, like focuses on the details so much that it can forget about the big picture. That's why Sagittarius and Virgo square each other, because Sag is like looking at a telescope, and like a map at the same time, like huge, you know, really big picture. And Virgo is only about the microscope. So that's why they challenge each other. So there's going to be a challenge with all of us with whether to see things the big picture or whether to see things, you know, microscopically. How to balance that out, though, not do too much of one or the other. So that could be a challenge with the new moon in Virgo. So now we will go through every sign for new moon in Virgo and Venus in Virgo. And then I will get into some coffee talk, and I may be talking a little fast just so I can get through these and make sure I have time for the celebrity stuff before I have to jet to another obligation. My schedule is a little restricted today. That's why I started this a little bit earlier than usual. So thank you guys for being here, of course. Oh my gosh, sorry. Oh, and also, yeah, I've had a few people email me about, I have my, the career webinar that I did with Lada on sale this month, only for this month, because it's Virgo season and Virgo rules jobs, and, you know, jobs can lead to career opportunities. So I've had people email me some questions, so I just wanted to answer them really quick. And this is the career webinar that we did. We recorded it live. It was a live participation webinar a couple of months ago, but we are giving you the replay of it, which still has all the information. The only thing that's different is you're not doing live Q&A. That's the only difference, but it is recorded. So you are supposed to receive a recording, a link to the recording. Lada's the one that manages all of that, but you're supposed to receive an email with information on how you can view the webinar as a recording. Okay, so that's just to answer that question for all the emails I've received from you lovely peoples, and thank you guys for watching it. And a lot of people have said, I've got nothing but good feedback, and I appreciate that. It's been helping a lot of people with figuring out like their, you know, ideal job and all that stuff. So thank you guys. Now let's move on to these horoscopes, shall we? So the new moon in Virgo and Venus in Virgo, they both are occurring on the 20th. On the 20th of September. How does it affect every sign? So let's start with Aries, of course. Aries, this is happening in your 6th house. Okay, so the 6th house is your work duties, your work environment, your daily routine, what you do on a day-to-day basis to take care of yourself, to take care of your environment around you. That can mean your home, your workspace, whatever, okay? Your responsibilities and duties that you have every day. So with the new moon here, this is a new beginning for Aries people, which could mean some of you guys are starting a new job. Some of you guys, and the new job, it could be something that, because there's Saturn involved here a little bit, it could be something that helps you to grow as a person. It could be a position that maybe you didn't think you would be able to get, but you got it, and now you have this greater responsibility, and it's like, oh my gosh, like now you're asking yourself, can I really do this? Or, you know, am I cut out for this? And that's the Saturn challenge within yourself, you know, or maybe like, for example, well, my sister's not an Aries, but she just started a new job. And she told me that her boss just said, here, just started handing her stuff and saying, just do it. Here you go, just do this. No training, no explanation, just handing you stuff and saying, just do it. So some of you Aries people may have a challenge when it comes to starting a new job. Just like that, like they expect a lot out of you and you have to perform. Also, a new moon in Virgo could mean a new diet, a new routine with how you take care of yourself, take care of your health, Aries. It can mean the end to maybe, or a new beginning with like a health issue on how to take better care of it. Or maybe some of you guys may discover that you're cured of something that you suffered from for a long time. And now it's like, wow, you know, all this hard work is now, these test results are coming back negative, you know, or something like that. For Aries people, it's all about health and work, new beginnings there, starting new things. Maybe some old things have to kind of like die off, you know, in order for new to begin. You can see that as well. The Venus and Virgo transit for Aries people. And somebody had asked also, how long is Venus going to be in the sign of Virgo? So Venus is going to be in Virgo throughout the rest of the month of September. And she's not going to enter the sign of Libra until mid-October, until about the 14th. So she's going to be there for a month in the sign of Virgo. So Venus in Virgo for Aries people, this is, you know, at the same time as the new moon. It's pretty awesome. To me, it says that you guys will more than likely have a really good work opportunity come up if you're an Aries is looking for a job or to start a new beginning in an existing job. Venus entering your 6th house. This is a time when people start really being more, having more of a positive attitude towards you in the workplace. I always see Venus in the 6th as people being more like, hey, do you want to go out to lunch? Hey, let me buy you lunch, you know, because Venus can rule food. And so, or people are just like giving you gifts at work, you're receiving recognition somehow, not like huge recognition, like big time awards and stuff. That's more the 10th house. But you guys may be receiving just people, you know, telling you nice, kind words and complimenting you on your work ethic and, you know, giving you little bits of recognition. So that could be pretty cool. And with Venus in the 6th house being health, now there's good and bad to this, Aries. This is the good is maybe you could start paying more attention to your health. Like I mentioned earlier in the general forecast for it, start paying more attention to what you put in your body, maybe even for the sake of your looks, you know, like start buying some new products that help your looks in a more natural way, like changing your products that you use for skincare or healthcare or whatever, changing your diet because you want to look good on the outside. And so you maybe start drinking more water, you eliminate certain things from your diet and so on. Another thing is how this could be a negative thing is the 6th house is the house of habits, and Venus can rule sweets and like rich foods that may not be the healthiest for us, but they taste so good. And the 6th house can rule habits and addictions that you have, things that you do repetitively. So Venus there can mean you guys start adapting a repetitive habit of eating all these like really yummy, delicious foods that are like, unfortunately, really bad for your health. So just watch that, Aries people. So next up is Taurus. Taurus, sun, moon, or ascendant, Venus in Virgo and new moon in Virgo. What are they going to do for you? So let's start with the new moon. New moon in Virgo is happening for Taurus in your 5th house. The 5th house is, this is more of the fun areas of, you know, astrologically speaking, one of the more fun areas of life. It does rule fun. It does rule speculation. It does rule romance, affection, receiving compliments, getting out and having fun, doing creative stuff, creative projects, all of that good stuff. That's what the 5th house rules. So there could be a new beginning for Taurus people in any of those areas of life, okay? So some of you guys may discover Tauruses are really fertile during Virgo season, okay? So some of you guys may discover that you have conceived a child, which it's really up to you whether that's good or bad, but you know, just a warning, you're very fertile, my Tauruses, okay? Some of you guys may be giving birth to a child. Some of you guys may be starting a brand new creative project. Ooh, I'm a Taurus, so I'm taking some mental notes here. Yes, start new project. Okay. So some of you Tauruses may be having a new beginning in the romantic department, like a new beginning with a new romantic partnership, you know, relationship, dating, starting to date a little bit more. Some of you Tauruses within an existing partnership may be motivated to get that spark back in your romantic relationship, okay? So maybe it could be that. And some of you guys may have a new beginning in the lives of your children. If you have children already, maybe this could be a new beginning for them starting something new, a new activity, a new milestone in the life of your child, you know, that's exciting. So it could be that. Now the square from Saturn could be, this is coming from the 8th house. Some Tauruses could feel like blocked when it comes to intimacy. And so there could be a challenge there with relieving that with the new moon in Virgo in the 5th, because the 5th house is romance, 8th house is intimacy. Or maybe there could be something involving your children and money, or children and like joint custody or child support or something coming from the 8th house Saturn. So it could be something like that. That could be a possible challenge for Tauruses. Or maybe like creative projects, wanting to initiate them, but then there's a challenge of passive income, which is the 8th house where Saturn is at. So that's the new moon in Virgo for Tauruses. Now, Venus in Virgo for Tauruses. This is once again in your 5th house. So this could be, it's on and popping with the romance. Yes. And with the fun, getting out, having a really good time, just smiling, laughing, enjoying life, like childlike. When you were a kid, you had nothing to worry about except having fun, playing around your neighborhood, playing outside, playing games, whatever you did. And maybe some homework, okay? But still, childlike fun, innocent fun. Tauruses, you need to get out and do that. So, yeah, this could be that for Venus entering Virgo. And yes, it can increase fertility as well, okay, Tauruses. So, also, Venus in the 5th house is, it's also like feeling very confident about yourself. Because remember, Venus rules vanity, your appearance. So being more confident, whereas to other people might feel a little more nitpicky with the Virgo energy, it may be more of a positive thing for Tauruses because where it lands in your chart. And having good times with your kids. Mars in Virgo, Mars in the 5th for Tauruses. Let me tell you, I'm a mom. My kids have been acting a little naughty and rotten here and there, having their little attitudes with Mars being in my 5th house because Mars is challenges and aggression. So, and both of my kids are Virgos, a Virgo sun and a Virgo moon. So it's more the little one I've had issues with as a Taurus with Mars there. But once Venus moves there, it can kind of sweeten things up between the relationship between you and your kids. And maybe you'll feel more like doing more fun, creative activity things with them, Taurus. So that's for Taurus people. Yes, Brother Jerry, Mama said knock you out. I have to remind them of that all the time. You guys know I have a big kid who's like an adult now, and I still have to remind him sometimes too. Mama doesn't play any of that stuff. So Mars and Virgo or not, okay? Like you still need to, still need to act right. Okay, so now on to Gemini. Let me take a sip really quick too. All right, so now on to Gemini. Sun, moon, or ascendant. How are the new moon in Virgo and Venus in Virgo affecting you guys? So start with the new moon. This is for Geminis, this is your 4th house, which is family, which is home. Hey, Sally, thanks for joining us. Hey, Sophia. All right, so Geminis, this is happening in the house of your home and family life. So new beginnings there, new beginnings. So some Geminis may be moving, okay? Maybe you guys are moving out. Maybe there's things going on in your family to where you're like, I can't take this anymore and I have to move. Maybe some of you guys it's like a happy occasion, to where you guys are happily moving to a new place, which is awesome. Maybe some of you guys are relocating because also the full moon in Pisces 2 weeks ago was in your 10th house of career, and also it's that axis of career and home. So maybe some of you guys got an awesome new job and now you guys can move, you've wanted to move for a while. So that's for Gemini. Also, it just could mean new beginnings in the family overall, maybe a new relationship, a renewal of a relationship with family members, or, with a renewal in the family dynamics, you know what I mean? A letting go of something, old grudges or something, you know what I mean? Like with family, and just kind of starting a new chapter with family. That could be pretty awesome. The square from Saturn, ooh, that's coming from your 7th house, for Gemini people. The square from Saturn. So there could be, maybe you guys are receiving some challenges from your relationship and that's causing you to move. That could be for some of you guys. Saturn in the 7th house for some people can show a separation or a divorce, or lots of just trials and tribulations in your marriage or your relationship. So some Geminis maybe could be breaking up with people, divorcing them, and in return they're moving, and it's a challenge, but something that has to be done to grow. Some of you Geminis, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe you're getting pressure from your significant other to start a new chapter that's more serious, to where you guys can grow together. So they're like, come on, Gemini, let's move in together. Geminis love their freedom, but maybe it's like, okay, all right, we can move in together. Let's try this serious thing, okay? So maybe that's what some of you guys may be experiencing with the challenge from Saturn. Or it could be, with your relationship, maybe you guys are living with family and you're just getting tired of it. And so your partner is like, we have to move out. We have to get our own place because of family stuff. So it could be that. But yes, new beginnings in the life of your family and home life for Gemini. So Venus in Virgo for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people. For the next month, Venus will be in your 4th house. And this helps to, bring more of a fun energy, of like a positive energy to the area of home. Also, when Venus transits the 4th house, you know what I noticed personally from myself and like friends when I look at their transits? Venus in the 4th is that decorating your house transit. It's like when you really become obsessed with home decor and you start going to wherever it is that you shop and looking at all this stuff to beautify your home space, and you just want it all, right? So that's Venus in the 4th, decorating, beautifying your home. And it's also enjoyment. Venus is enjoyment, so enjoyment of more time at home, more time with family. Geminis are normally, generally speaking about Gemini, very sociable, social people. You like to be out and about. But, during Virgo season, it's a little more low-key for you guys. You want to be more closer to the people that you are comfortable with, that you call family, that you consider family, that are blood family, and more time at home, just relaxing. And so because of that, you'll look around, when Venus is there and like, how can I make this place more comfy, cozy, and beautiful? So that's for you guys, for Gemini people. So next up is Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant people. How is the Virgo energy going to be affecting you as far as the new moon and Venus? So the new moon in Virgo on the 20th is in your 3rd house. So this is your communication. Okay, so maybe some of you guys may be having some sort of challenge come to you in regards to communication, to where you're like, well, I need to improve on that, or we need to improve the communication in our relationship with each other, whether that's a friend, a lover, relative, whoever, just improving upon communication overall. This is also the house of like relationships with different people, like casual relationships, like your coworkers, if you're on any type of team with people, if it's your siblings, it's your neighbors, it's also cousins, those type of people. It's the people around the way, okay? The around the way people for Cancer. So this is new beginnings in the lives of those people and in your relationships with those people. Also, the challenge from Saturn, the square from Saturn to this new moon is coming from your 6th house of work. So it could be that some Geminis, you're receiving challenges with getting along with people. I'm sorry, for Cancers, you're receiving challenges from getting along with people in the work environment. Or maybe trying to improve upon communication with coworkers or with bosses, because Saturn in the 6th house of work, let me tell you, I've been doing so many career readings lately for Cancer risings, and I love doing career readings. And all of you guys have Saturn in your 6th house right now, which means that you guys are really like having bosses on your behind, and you guys are having challenges at work or being given more duties, some sort of challenges, right? So with this new moon in the 3rd house of communication, making an aspect to Saturn, it could be that you guys are receiving a challenge to step up the communication, or maybe finally speak out about something at work that you've been having a hard time with, to maybe improve upon things, because Saturn is moving forward now and it's finishing its run through Sag in your 6th house. And when Saturn is in its last leg of a sign and a house, that's when it's like the momentum is speeding up and it's like, okay, we've really got a mission to complete. We've got work to do. So it's all about making those things a lot better. Some of you guys may be getting a new car, Cancer, or a new phone as well, because this is technology, communication, and short distance travel. However what methods you use for those, you may have a new one introduced into your world. So next up is a Venus and Virgo transit for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. This is also in your 3rd house. So yeah, this is more improvement upon communication with other people. This is also a very chatty, a very flirty energy too, for Venus to be engulfed in, and like, because they say the planets are the actors and the houses are the stages, right? So when Venus is in your 3rd house, she is in this play where she is playing a role of like, how are you doing? How are you doing over there? I don't know you, but let me talk to you over there. I'm craving variety. Let's go out. I want to try new things. That's how Venus acts when she's in the 3rd house. So for you Cancer people, it's time to step outside of the box, step outside of your shell, and just really start mingling with people, even if they're not people that you're like, that are within your shell. You know, Cancers keep your shell around you. You keep like only family and close friends are like closely around you, but maybe you're going to like kind of break out of that for a little bit with Venus in the third, and get out and enjoy like some sports games, some things that are quick moving, some things that have variety. It's going to be hard for you to put your phones down, Cancers. I'm just saying, you know, most Cancers I know, they leave their phones here, there, and everywhere. They don't really care about it very much, but you guys are going to be caring about that phone and communicating with people a lot more when Venus is here in the third. So it's actually a very fun, flirty transit. So I hope you guys enjoy that. So next up is Leo. Leo, sun, moon, or ascendant. How is the new moon in Virgo and Venus in Virgo going to affect you guys? So the new moon in Virgo on the 20th for Leos is in your second house. This is the house of your earned income. So this is your earned income. This is how you earn your money. This is working. So yeah, this is work, maybe like overtime. Maybe this is you being given more hours on a going forward basis so that you can make more money. This is being allowed overtime, allotted overtime. This is maybe you guys getting a raise. I really hope so, Leo, because I know how Leos love to enjoy the good life, right? And that takes some cash, you know what I mean? Some coins. So hopefully some of you Leos, you get more money somehow, some way. You get a second job. You start utilizing your creative skills and talents to, you know, make yourself another way of having another reliable source of income. So that could be it for Leo people. It's also taking a different look at your finances and how you handle them, how you manage them, how you budget them, how you spend, and all of that stuff. So the challenge from Saturn is coming to Leos from the 5th house. So maybe it's that some Leos have been really working hard on creating a business out of something that's a creative project for them. Something that they like to do as a hobby and for fun, but maybe they're really trying to take it seriously and have a full-blown business. So you guys may receive some challenges from the 2nd house of earned income to, you know, this business, to where maybe you may have to cut off like a business partner or somebody that's like holding you back from making the most money that you can make from this business. So that could be a possible challenge, or it could be that like your kids are doing something that may cost you a little more money and you got to kind of, you know, step it up with that and handle that. Or like lovers, maybe like you're dating and stuff, and you know, now they're presenting a challenge to you because they want your time, but you need to spend your time making some more money. So it could be that for Leo people too. But it's all about your money for the new moon in Virgo. So good luck. So Venus in Virgo is also in your 2nd house for a month, Leo people. And this is more of a beneficial energy. So this is the energy of Venus rules money. It rules the material, you know. So this is possibly like getting a raise, getting a second job, getting paid more money, getting offered more money for a job, all of that stuff. So it's very beautiful. This is also enjoyment of more of the material world. So some Leos may be tempted to like spend more and just get out and live lavishly because the 2nd house is the 5 senses and whatever pleases it. So you guys may be like more indulgent during this time. So bye, Sophia. We'll see you next week, girlfriend. Okay. So yes, Leos, enjoying that good life, enjoying the good life in the material world for Leo people with Venus there for a month. And maybe this is the time to ask for a raise, you know, it could be. So good luck to you guys. So next up is Virgo. How are these Virgo transits going to be affecting Virgo? So hold on just a second now. So Virgo, sun, moon, or ascendant, how's it going to affect you guys? This is in your 1st house. This is in your sign, Virgo. So the new moon in Virgo, pretty much anywhere in life, Virgo, you can see a new beginning. Just a new beginning overall. You guys may be like, you know what? I am tired of this, that, or the other. I'm tired of, you know, maybe it is something to do with your appearance. And of course, don't be too nitpicky now. Don't go getting yourself some botched surgeries and all this crazy stuff. But it could be that there's something about the way you give off your first impression, whether it's physically or energetically, you want to change that. You want people to see you in a different light. So this is like that, hey, I'm coming out, you know, I'm coming out as this or that, or whatever you want to define yourself as or project out there as to other people. So for Virgo people, it's all about that for you guys. Some of you guys, because this is in the house of the body, you may be presenting a new you, like you want to start working on your body, whatever it is that you have a problem with, whether it's your health, whether it's for vanity reasons, you want to start doing that. You know, Gift from Virgo says a new haircut coming tomorrow. Hey, okay, yes. Get that new hairstyle. Mercury will be out of shadow, moving out of shadow, okay? And also remember with the new moons, guys, the day of is usually not the best time to like jump and do something. It's usually when it starts growing in the next couple days after. So for Virgo people, if you want to initiate something new, maybe wait a couple days after the new moon. But yes, it really is your time for new beginnings all the way around. So the square challenge from Saturn for Virgos is coming from your 4th house, which is family. So maybe you guys have had a lot of family responsibilities and they've been holding you back from being your best self, like from succeeding in whatever it is that you want to do for you and your own life, your own self. So what you got to do is maybe tell your family, look, like I can't just be babying you guys all the time and not worrying about myself. It's time for me to worry about me and what makes me happy. So it could be that. It could be that, you know, yeah, it could be something to do with family or where you live or who you live with. The new moon, this is on the 20th, Kendall. So yeah, this is a challenge from family or roots, or maybe there's something to do with your early upbringing, Virgo, that you've really been holding on to that's negative. And now with this new moon, it's a challenge to kind of like, okay, look, Virgo, you need to like heal from that and release it so that you can be your best self. Okay. Don't worry about like if there was negativity in your upbringing, like you were told that you weren't anything, you couldn't amount to anything. Now it's like, this challenge between Saturn and the new moon is telling you, let go of that, you know, use that as fuel to the fire to succeed, Virgo, and be your best self. So good luck, guys. And then Venus being in your sign, this is like increasing the beauty, the beautiful like energy of change for you right now, Virgo. This is like you guys really tapping into that Venus energy. Whatever planet transits your 1st house, transits your sign, I always say this, you wear it like a badge, you wear it like clothing. Everybody sees you, everybody sees that energy on you and they can feel it off of you too. So the energy of Venus is so pleasant. It's so like beautiful. It's like very happy energy. So you guys may be feeling like that even more for about a month. And this is more the time to like do things like beautify yourself, you know, like Gift from Virgo in the chat said, getting a new haircut, get a new hairstyle, go shopping, do some sort of makeover thing for yourself, all of that good stuff. And just enjoying life more in general overall is Venus being in your sign. So good luck to you guys, Virgos, and happy birthday to whoever has a Virgo birthday this week. Next up is Libra. Oh, and I'm going to have to speed this up, okay, so I can have time for coffee talk. Oh my gosh. Okay. So Libra, sun, moon, or ascendant, the new moon in Virgo is going to affect your 12th house. So this is a new beginning in the 12th house of endings, okay? So this is a new beginning that you may see something that you do. You may be one of those signs that do have to kind of let go of something in order to allow a new beginning to occur, because this is the cycle of the 12-month cycle wrapping up is the 12th house. So your 12th house, you know, it's in Virgo because the sign after that is your sign, Libra. Okay. But before we get to Libra season, what do we have to do? We have to wrap up things in Virgo season. And for you guys, that means you guys may have to go in internally and work out some things. You may have to, like, oh, hey, Phil, what's up? Phil's here. He's a Libra rising and moon, and he's here on Astrology. So what's up, Phil? Thanks for your support. So Phil can let you guys know from a personal standpoint as an astrologer, Libras, what's going to be going on when all this stuff is happening in your 12th house. So the 12th house is said to be a house of release. So you guys could be releasing some old anything. any old like emotional stuff that you've been hanging on to that's keeping you from having a brand new beginning and letting go of the past. The 12th house can deal with the past. It can deal with karma, past emotional experiences. And this new moon is receiving a challenging aspect from Saturn in your third house. The third house is your mind. And, you know, Libras are usually very positive, happy people and everything. But with Saturn in your third house of the mind, Saturn's energy can weigh heavily on you. So your minds over the last 2 years could be easily like weighed down heavily by anything really. Like you can just be in your own head a lot and just like be very critical and harsh with yourself, you know? But maybe this is a challenge to let some of that go. Let some of that go. Don't worry about what other people say about you, Libra. Don't worry about what they're thinking. Don't overthink. Don't be overly critical and analytical of yourself. Just let it go, because when it's Libra season, you know what? That's going to be time to have a brand new you and initiate some new things, some new projects, and all of that stuff. So that's what's going on for Libras for the new moon. And good luck to you guys. So Venus and Virgo in the 12th house for Libra people. This is a time to be a little bit more chill and low key and just enjoy maybe some time. It's escapism. So, you know, of course, I encourage the positive, healthy, safe ways of escapism. Okay. But this is participating in escapism, like just wanting to get away and just maybe be alone, having some alone time to think about things, and having some time to yourself, maybe to do some art. Libras are usually, because Libras are ruled by Venus, Libras are usually creative people in some kind of way. So having some alone time just to tap into your art, tap into spirituality if that's something that you believe in and that you trust in. Tap into your spirituality and just kind of like enjoy all of that stuff, you know? And this could be some Libras wanting to enjoy a relationship with somebody that could be hidden or forbidden. Just being honest. I always say this about the 12th house for any sign that has a transit through there, okay? Hidden or forbidden relationships. You may be prone to them at this time, or victim savior relationships. So just be careful with that. That's really the only bad thing about Venus in the 12th. It's feeling like a damsel in distress in a tower, like someone save me. Oh, my life sucks, you know? So anyhow, just don't tap into that side, Libra. But yes, alone time, solo time with you or somebody you trust, and just, you know, enjoying some like down low key time, okay? Because you have to rest and prepare for Libra season. That's all. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. Rest and prepare for Libra season, because what do you young people say now? Turn up and get turned and lit and all that stuff. You guys are gonna be wanting to do that in October. So just chill right now. All right. So next is Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, or ascendant. How are the Virgo energies going to be affecting you? So this is the new moon in Virgo on the 20th is going to be in your 11th house. This is groups. This is your fellow aliens, your like-minded people that you connect with. This is your friends. You know, what about your friends? Yes, that's going to be your theme song with anything Virgo for Scorpio people. So with this new moon happening, this could be you guys joining in on a new like venture with a large group of people. This could be something related to technology, to the internet, to radio broadcasting. All that stuff is 11th house too. Social media, joint social media efforts with a network with people, networking with people in general, like finding a new network, a new group of people that have the same ideals and views and stuff as you, and maybe they're very unique in a way that you're unique too. So you guys are unique together. So this could be you guys maybe just finding a new friend, developing a new friendship, finding a new group of people to hang out with on like a more simple, mundane level, you know. But it could be like if you are doing a job or career that involves social media, Scorpio, it could be you guys launching something, launching a website, launching a YouTube channel, launching like something to where it could possibly go viral and reach a lot of people all over the world. So the challenge from Saturn is coming from your second house. So for Scorpios, this is going to be a challenge of asking you, if you are asked to do something, with a group or on the internet or something like that, is it something that's going to help you out in the long term financially? Or is this going to end up being just like a fun, haha, like hobby thing to do with people and you're not making any money? Because Scorpios, Saturn in your second, it's really about making that money for you guys right now. Really about sustaining stable income long term. So if this isn't a good long term investment and you have some opportunity like that, then you guys really have to think about that with that Saturn square. So next up is Venus and Virgo for Scorpio people from the 20th until like the 15th of September. This is also in your 11th house. So this is, you know, the 11th house, yeah, it is social media. So maybe you guys may have some more admirers come up on social media, if that applies to you. As if Scorpios don't have enough weirdos and stalkers DMing us, right? You may have some more admirers come up, but it could be good. It could be like good opportunities, you know, the people contact you about on social media, making friends on social media, or maybe even making a love connection on social media or in social settings, like meeting up with friends, and then you really enjoy your time with those friends, or you really enjoy, you also really enjoy, maybe you meet somebody because you're hanging out in the same group of friends and you meet like a romantic love interest, you know, that could be really cool. So that's for Scorpio. So next up is Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. The Virgo celestial events, how are they affecting Sagittarians? So the new moon in Virgo. Ooh, Sagittarius, I'm so excited for you guys because this is happening in your career house. Yes. Okay. So for Sagittarius, this new moon is in your 10th house of career. So this could be Sagittarius launching something new with career, going on a new career adventure, and you guys love adventure, okay? So a brand new job, brand new career, brand new title, maybe a new career path. Maybe you leave one behind and you're like, you know what? I feel like blank title matches me more as far as how I want the world to know me and see me. So this is what I'm going to try to step into. So it could be that for Sagittarius. It could be that you guys come into a new position of power or authority in some kind of way. For some people, that means parenthood. So some of you guys could be becoming parents at this time for my Sagittarius. Also, the 10th house, yes, it's just career, guys, like career, social status. You could see some new changes, some new beginnings there. The challenge from Saturn is coming from your first house because it's in your sign. So this is really you against your career goals, you against authority figures like who are maybe challenging you to do better and to grow. Like, do you really want this career or not, Sagittarius? And it, like I mentioned with the Aries example, like I said, my sister just started a new job. She's in a higher position, never done any of this stuff before. Her new boss just said, here, handed her some work, do this. No explanation, no training. So some Sagittarius may have experiences like that too. But guess what? You got to really tap into your Saggy powers there and be like, yes, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to do it. You know, I don't have any experience, but I have the confidence to just go after it, because if I stay down here scared and meek and like, I don't know, and I don't know if they're going to like it, I don't know if I'm going to do it right, then I may not grow. I may not learn, and learning and growing could push me into like a really like awesome career experience, you know, long term. So Sagittarius, that's how the new moon is going to affect you guys. So Venus and Virgo over the next month for Sag people, this could be, this is also in your career house. And this could be getting along a lot better with authority figures and bosses. And maybe you can ask for help, you know, from them. And it won't be so like, you know, they won't be looking at you crazy like, you don't know how to do this already, Sag. You know, you can ask them for help and maybe they will gladly give it to you with helping you to boost like career goals, career moves, or whatever. This is also the house of your public image. So having a more positive public image, especially if you are in like a position to where you're seen a lot by the public, whether in person or on the internet, this is people having a better response to you, Sag. So that's pretty awesome. It's also enjoying the good life for Sagittarius. Like you may want to buy more expensive things to feel like you're really a baller, you're a boss, you're like up there, you know. So that's how it affects Sag people. So now on to Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. How is the Virgo energy affecting you guys this week? So the new moon in Virgo is in your 9th house. for Capricorn. So new moon in Virgo in your 9th house. This is encouraging you to just step outside of your comfort zone, go on some sort of new journey, some sort of new adventure in life, Capricorn. Just overall. Okay. This could mean by traveling, because this is the house of travel and education, commonly said. Broadening your horizons, but not everybody broadens their horizons through travel or through education. It's common, but it's not for everyone. So it's maybe just within the mind, because this is the house of the higher mind. So maybe just within your mind, just seeing, you know what? I don't have to stay in one spot. There's greater opportunity out there for me in the whole entire world. I'm a citizen of the world, okay, of the universe, not just of whatever city you live in, whatever neighborhood, whatever job that you do. You're a citizen of the world. You can go anywhere that you want to. You know, it's seeing less limitations for yourself is a new moon in the 9th house. Having more of that positive perspective on life, okay? So hopefully, Cappies, I'm really rooting for you. But this is also your beliefs. Your beliefs. It could be your beliefs, like if you have religious beliefs or something too, spiritual beliefs. And the square from Saturn is coming from your 12th house, which is also spirituality. So the 12th house is like the unseen, the spiritual world. We know that the spirits are there, but we can't always see them. We can't always hear them or feel them, depending upon your own personal abilities, of course. You know, a lot of people, especially all of us here on Lada's channel, we have abilities to be more in tune with that stuff. But if you're a Cappy that doesn't really have like a sharp antenna for that stuff, you could be challenged on your beliefs with this new moon. Like, do I really believe in like what's unseen, but it is there? You know, do I believe that? Or do I not? Or do I want to just continue believing only in what is physically manifested in front of me? So it's a challenge with your beliefs too. You know, do I want to wallow? Like the 12th house could be wallowing in emotion and doubt and pity and all this stuff. And the 9th house is like, just let all that crap go. Just enjoy life. So that could be your challenge there with the new moon, Cappy. So for Venus and Virgo for Cappy, and then this is in your 9th house as well. So this could be some Cappies actually traveling, actually getting out and being adventurous. Hey, let's go to this new place. Let's go check out this festival. Let's go check out this event. Getting out to like concerts, music festivals, fall festivals. This is the fall season in the Northern Hemisphere. Just wanting to get out. Just get out, Cappy. Like I know Cappies. I always tell you guys, I have a lot of Cappies close to my heart, family, friends, everything. And you guys can really just be so focused on your work and just march along, you know, only worrying about your work and the practical, that a lot of you guys don't really take days off, don't take vacations. This is vacation time for Cappies with Venus in the 9th, okay? So just enjoy yourself to the fullest, Cap. Allow yourself to do that. So next up is Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Ascendant. How is the Virgo energy affecting you guys? Oh my gosh, I'm running out of time. Okay, so Aquarius, very quickly. This is affecting your 8th house. Deep transformation of the self, okay? Letting go of some past trauma is also the 8th house. Diving really deep into your psyche to dig out the old and the ugly. Because remember I said the 8th house, Pluto, Scorpio, they're all the same, you know, archetype. It's about plunging out nasty, old, that's clogging up like your mind, your spirit, everything, releasing it all. And it's ugly to look at, but you got to flush it away. So that's something that can be going on with Aquarians for the new moon in the 8th. The 8th house is also intimacy, intimate partnerships, and also joint partnerships with business and money. So some of you guys could see a new beginning there. The challenge from Saturn is coming from your 11th house, which is friends and groups. So be very careful for my Aquarians with starting on a new adventure and venture with people in a group involving money. Be very careful with that. Make sure you read all the fine print, all the details. Make sure that it's something that is going to give you long-term results that are positive and not screw you in the end, because I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen, you guys. So keep that in mind, Aquarians. But yes, intimacy, joint finances, passive income, letting go of past trauma, that's all part of this new moon for Aquarians. So Venus and Virgo for Aquarius people, this is also in your 8th house. So this is really good. This is really good for intimacy. For Aquarius people, this is maybe allowing yourself to open up more emotionally on a deep level with anybody. Okay. So this is maybe allowing yourself into a new partnership with someone that is not just surface level. It's not just talking, you know, it's actually, you get to know them. You let them to really get to know you down to the core. Okay. So that's for, and it's also maybe some better luck with passive income, an increase in that. Maybe they raise your credit limit on some of your credit cards. Maybe you pay off a loan. Maybe you're allotted a loan that you qualify for that maybe you didn't before. All of that stuff, Aquarius. Money, you know, it can be a good thing for money and relationships. So last but not least is Pisces, and we'll quickly get into some coffee talk. And I'm sorry if I'm talking too fast for people. Oh my gosh, but I do have an obligation to pick up children that are getting out early from school today. So I'm like, so Pisces, my Pisces people, how's the Virgo energy affecting you guys? Okay, so Pisces sun, moon, or ascendant on the 20th, there's a new moon in Virgo. This is in your 7th house of relationships. It's at 27 degrees. I just realized my moon is at 27 degrees Pisces. So this is exactly opposite my moon. Woo, crossing my fingers, and crossing my fingers for the rest of my Pisces people that this is a new beginning that is really great with relationships. This isn't in your house of relationships, your opposite sign. So, Pisces people, this could be a new relationship, a new beginning within an existing relationship. And I'm sorry, but hold on. Let me plug in my charger before my laptop dies on our broadcast here. So, 1 second, Pisces. I'm very sorry. Okay. All right. Sorry for the interruption. You guys know Mercury is still in shadow, so some stupidity can happen, but not if we avoid it. Hello, by plugging in the charger. So for Pisces people, this could be a new beginning, like a new relationship or a renewal within an existing relationship. What's up with my hair? I just saw it flying. Also, this could be maybe you guys let go of something old to do with relationships. Like maybe you guys just realize something that maybe you need to change about yourself with how you handle relationships. Maybe choosing the right partners when you've been choosing the wrong ones, for an example. Maybe it's a realization about stuff like that. Maybe it's a realization of maybe you need to let go of some behaviors of your own self that, you know, maybe you need to start fresh and new. Like say, for example, if you're a Pisces, like how I talked about Kiki Wyatt last week. If you guys don't know who she is, I'm sorry, but she is a singer. She's in the news heavily right now because she's getting a divorce. And her husband is leaving her because he's saying that the relationship was toxic. Okay. And she's a Pisces. He said it's a toxic relationship that never had any trust. And so maybe some Pisces people are going through something similar to where you've got to realize a new realization within how you behave in relationships. You know, maybe you guys have to realize I need to stop telling my partner all the time that I don't trust them, or you know, there could just be something that you got to change, okay? Or that you got to realize that you have to change about the partners you choose, okay? Now, the square from Saturn is coming from your 10th house of career and your public image. Wow, that makes sense for some of these celebrities that are Pisces that are divorcing right now, doesn't it? Interesting. So, but for regular people, how's this square from Saturn going to affect you? This is going to be career. Maybe you guys are like really working hard with career and you're neglecting your relationship. Maybe some Pisces people are going through that. Maybe career has been tough. You've been having a drill sergeant, you know, boss on your butt. You yourself have been pushing yourself so hard to achieve within career that your relationship has been lacking and suffering. So maybe that's something that may need to change. Maybe. But it's all about relationships for Pisces people, the new moon. So Venus in Virgo, Venus in your relationship house is super positive. It's so awesome. It's bringing more love into your world, like from other people, especially if you're in a relationship. Venus in the 7th house, this is a transit where I do see a lot of people dating more, going on more dates. They meet somebody, they fall in love. It's not a guarantee though, guys. It happens every year, once a year. But it's a time where you can see more success with dating, with meeting people, with finding a relationship partner. If you're already in a relationship, it can just be like dreaming about your boo day and night, like, oh, I really love them, and just boasting about them a lot more, just wanting to spend more time with another person in general. If you're not in a relationship, try not to feel like, oh, I'm so lonely, I have nobody, you know, get out and still socialize with people. This is a house of being social too, the 7th house. Get out, be social, enjoy the company one-on-one with a friend, or like different friends, different days, you know, so that way you don't feel lonely because you're craving partnership right now, Pisces. So it's all about love for Pisces people. So that was it for the horoscope. If you're tuning out because you don't really care about celebrity stuff, I still love you, and hopefully I'll see you next week, and peace out. And don't forget that I do personalized readings for people. Career, love, natal chart, anything you want to talk about, okay? So my readers page is below, and once this is processed, it's also up in the corner. So hit me up, and I'd love to read for you. Also, if you have any suggestions for coffee talk topics, you can email those to me or leave them below once this is recorded as well. And I do take them into consideration. I do have a long list of requests now, okay? So I'll try to get to them when I can. So now let's talk about the celebrity stuff really quick. I only have like 5 to 10 minutes, guys, and I gotta like rush out of here. So as I mentioned earlier, Fergie and her husband, they're getting a divorce. So let's take a quick look at their chart and see what's going on. Honestly, I just heard about it while I was getting ready for Coffee Talk. So we're just going to be doing this on the spot together, guys. We're going to be looking together and seeing what's going on with them. Why are they getting a divorce? They have been together for years, from what I understand. Fergie and Josh Duhamel. What's going on? Why are they divorcing? Well, they actually divorced. They said that they divorced earlier this year, but they just barely announced it. Oops. They just barely announced it, okay? So this is Fergie's chart. Okay, what's going on with Miss Fergie Ferg really quick? What's going on? I look for major transits, major stuff. Okay, so we've got Saturn here entering her 6th house of work. Jupiter here. I don't know about this birth time. It just says verified by Astro Data Bank. I don't know who Astro Data Bank is, like, as far as knowing her personally. It doesn't say we got it from her birth certificate or anything. So I don't know if this is a really dependable birth time. But if it is, if she's a late degree Cancer rising, let's see. Well, earlier this year, there was an eclipse in her 8th house in Pisces. There was an eclipse there in the 8th house. An eclipse in the 8th house can signify a divorce over the next, 6 months or whatever. So yeah, maybe this could have done it if this is the right birth time for her. And then, the eclipse in Aquarius, actually, yeah, the eclipse in Aquarius, Leo Aquarius axis, is the natural 8th house for Cancer, okay? Using whole sign, Aquarius is 8th from Cancer. So there have been eclipses here. There was an eclipse on her Mars, a full moon eclipse on her Mars. And for women, Mars rules their men that they're attracted to. Male partners can be ruled by Mars. So, and Mars rules Aries, and she's an Aries sun also. So there is an eclipse on the ruler of her sun and the ruler of, men, just last month in August. So that could have finalized it. And I feel like, and I heard a commentary where someone else agrees with this, they may have divorced earlier this year privately, but I think they make it public now because maybe someone's starting to date already, like maybe Fergie or Josh are starting to date already. Now, they have already had a rocky relationship. Let's look at Josh's chart. He's a Scorpio. Interesting. They've already had their relationship has already been on the rocks before because there was an alleged incident to where Josh allegedly cheated with a stripper in Atlanta. I saw a very brief interview with that stripper, And to be honest, she seemed like his type. Like Fergie, you know, she's gorgeous. She's blonde. I don't know if she's like a dyed blonde or she's a natural blonde, but she always keeps her hair blonde. She's sassy. She's fiery. That's what she is. And this stripper lady that came out that accused him of having a relationship with her, she seemed like that too. Blonde, very fiery, raspy voice, like outspoken. So I'm like, interesting. Who knows? I don't know. But anyhow, so Josh has Venus and Uranus together, and Jupiter is crossing over this stuff. That's interesting. Jupiter on your Uranus. Uranus is a bringer of shocks and changes within your world. Let's just say, shocks and changes within your world that are unexpected, or you just really get this nervy energy and you just have to change something, right? But also check this out. Josh is going through his Uranus opposition. Uranus is in the sign of Aries right now. It's been here in the 20-something degree mark, 20 to 30 degree mark for the last like year or so in the sign of Aries. So he's going through his Uranus opposition. Let's see Fergie really quick. Where's her Uranus? Her Uranus is, it's at 1 degree of Scorpio. But still by degree, Uranus has been in the later degrees of Aries, right? Almost to Taurus over the last like several months over this year. So she still is going through by degree her Uranus opposition too. And so they're both going through their Uranus oppositions. That's a common divorce trigger around the ages that they're at. Let's see, how old is Josh? He was born in 1972. So that means he is almost almost 45 years old. Wow. Almost 45. Okay. And then Fergie was born in 1975. Okay. So she is 42. Yeah. So around that Uranus opposition age, guys, that midlife crisis, quote unquote, that's a very popular divorce transit, unfortunately. So they had a shaky foundation because of that situation that happened early on, and they said that it helped them to grow, but who knows, maybe it was hard for them to get over privately. You know, maybe they're going to say publicly, oh yeah, it's made us stronger, but that's publicly though. Okay, so that's Fergie and Josh. Now I was going to look at Nicki Minaj and Nas really quick. What is going on with them? Are they really a couple? And if they are, is this actually like a good match? Let's see. So Nicki's Astro theme. Okay. So 9:25 a.m. Is that verified? Birth time source, celebs, no given source. Okay, we don't know if this is a correct birth time, but she seems like uber Aquarian to me. I really get strong Aquarius vibes from her. So I really think Nicki may be an Aquarius rising with Sun in the 11th. I think this may be accurate. So, Nicki, let's see what she's got. She's got some Sag energy. Where's her Mars? She likes Capricorn type of men, men who are in positions of power, men who are kind of, you know, maybe they're laid back and chill and successful. The men who like classic things like cigars and, you know, stuff, that Capricornish stuff, right? So that's what she likes. Hold on, let me look at Nas's chart really quick. So Nas, he has Mars and Taurus. And Nas gives off like a Capricorn Saturnian vibe to me too for some reason. We don't know his birth time though. Maybe he's a Capricorn rising. Who knows? Let's see. He has Venus in Scorpio. Interesting. So he likes his women a little bit crazy. He has Venus in Scorpio, and it's I don't think that's really quite the conjunction, but kind of sort of a conjunction. So if he may like Venus and Uranus type of women who are like Aquarian and kind of quirky. Let's see. Nas is a Virgo sun and an Aries moon. Nicki Minaj is a Sagittarius sun and a Virgo moon. Okay, so maybe the Virgo thing might bond them together. It might, okay? Her having a Virgo moon and he's a Virgo sun. And if this is the degree of her moon for real, this is like close to the degree of his sun. So sun-moon combos, especially with the more feminine person in the relationship having the moon sign, and the more masculine person having the sun sign. That can actually be a bonding factor, yes. Also, she has Saturn at 0 degrees Scorpio. Her Saturn is on his Venus. So maybe maybe he feels like she holds him down. You know what I mean? Like she is supportive of him and helps him to grow or something. Also, let's see what else she's got going on here. She has the North Node in Cancer at 4 degrees, and that means the South Node is in Capricorn at 4 degrees. Let's look at Nas. Wow. He has the North Node in Capricorn at 4 degrees, and that means the South Node is in Cancer at 4 degrees. Interesting. And having the South Node conjunct Saturn, that can definitely bring that Capricorn vibe in someone too. Wow. So they have a nodal conjunction here, guys. That's the quote unquote soulmate. That's one of those soulmate factors that people feel between one another, to where they're like, we just click automatically. We feel like we just should be together. That is why. And it's at the same degree. I bet you they feel like in a past life they had something going on. They just immediately feel comfortable together. Nicki Minaj even said on the Ellen DeGeneres show that she's stayed the night at his house. She's hung out with him at home, but they haven't been intimate, but it's just like a bond. Like they just feel comfortable. That's pretty awesome. Now, so this could be something that works out, guys. The Virgo and Sag squaring each other, it could bring a challenge, but what challenges bring growth, guys. Remember that. The Aries moon versus the Virgo moon, that could be a difficulty too, because he may want things to be done right now, impulsively. And she may be like, hold up, like I have to think about this first and calculate before I do, Mr. Nas, okay? So also, let's look at Amy Winehouse really quick. So Amy Winehouse and Nas both shared a birthday on the 14th. So happiest birthday to both of them. They're both pretty awesome people. They also had a bond. They're saying it wasn't a romantic relationship. It was just some sort of bond that they had. So check this out, guys. Amy Winehouse. I want to do a full analysis on her chart so badly because she was such a cool and interesting person. Maybe one day I'll do that. Let me know if you guys want me to do that by request. But she has a moon at 0 degrees of Capricorn. And Nas's South Node or North Node is at 4 degrees of Capricorn. So they also had a close node conjunction. So he felt like she was somebody, they felt like they were supposed to be in each other's lives for some reason. You could feel like that with the North and South Node. Plus, they both had twin 21 degree Virgo suns. Okay. So, and his sun was on her sun in the 5th house, but it's also the 4th house using whole sign. If somebody's energy lands in your 4th house, you just feel at home with them. If their energy lands in your 5th house, you feel like a fun energy with them. Like you guys can have fun together. And also you can be creative together just naturally, automatically. So that's pretty interesting. But yeah, that was it, guys. That was it for Coffee Talk. I really have to jet to go pick up some children, go pick up my nieces. That's a new responsibility of mine every Friday. So I probably will be doing this a little bit early, a little bit earlier every Friday. I'll be working out the time. But thank you guys so much for tuning in and for being here and contributing to the chat and to the comments. And I hope you guys have an awesome week. Remember to woo-saw with the Mercury and Mars, okay? Woo-saw. And if you would like me to look into your chart or your relationship with someone, then go to my readers page. And the info is below and above. And I would absolutely love to speak with you. So I will see you guys next week. Lakeisha, hey, Lakeisha. Okay, she wants me to talk about Amy. Let me write Amy's chart down. Okay, I'll see if I can fit her into one of the next Coffee Talks. But I love all of you guys for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great week. Peace. Okay, come on now. No more Mercury shadow stuff. All right, peace out, guys.